What's the point of the waste yarn cast on or cast off method? That is a great question, and I'll show you some few examples of how to use this. Now, for a standard cast off, you take a darning needle and you pick up each stitch all the way around. And this is a great way to make something like a beanie hat, because when you cast off this way, when you pull the end of the tail yarn of your project when you're done, it's going to make like a cinched effect or a drawstring effect. So a great way to make like a top of your beanie hat. However, it can make it really difficult if you're wanting to attach this piece onto another project or to make a flat edge because it rolls. Also, when you cast on the first few stitches of your row, it's a little bit looser of stitches, which again isn't as big of a deal for a beanie hat, but if you want to do something like a scarf, you don't want those loose stitches, you want them more even. So here's an example of a single layer beanie hat. We cinched the top of it because we did the regular cast on or cast off. But the bottom, if you do the regular cast on or cast off, it's just going to roll up on you. And you're going to get a look like this. Now, if you're wanting to create a flat edge or you're wanting to flatten your tube, it's going to be way easier to do this if you did the waste yarn cast off or cast on, because you're going to be able to see your project stitches a lot easier. Here's an example of a infinity scarf joining the two pieces together. It also picks up some of the slack of those first few rows, so you have really nice even stitches once you get to your project yarn. So here's my tube off of the machine. The yellow yarn is my waste yarn and the red is my project yarn. So you can see how it's curled back, but I can still see my first row of live stitches. So if I was going to graft this sleeve onto for a sweater, it's going to be really easy to pick up those live stitches, put it onto my sweater, and then be able to remove the waste yarn really quickly. So it's just a placeholder for my live stitches for whatever I'm wanting to do with the project. And then the other benefit too is you're going to have more even tension stitches because the waste yarn picked up those loose slit stitches. So even if I kept the tube open, I'm going to have even stitches throughout the project because the waste yarn picked up a little bit of that slack and the loose stitches for the first few rows. So I'm sure that's not all the ways that you can use the waste yarn cast on or the provisional cast yarn. If you know of other ways that you like to use it, please let me know in the comments. But I hope this helped as another technique for making great projects on your circular knitting machine. I have links in the video description below on how to do the waste yarn cast on and off, and also with the optional ravel cord. Those video links and tutorials are linked in the description below. Thank you so much for the comments, for watching my videos, for all the likes and follows. I truly appreciate it. To see more of my videos, check out my bio. I have them all posted there and categorized. Happy crafting, everybody.